Tim, 2 Test wins, 1 innings. Probably doesn't get more emphatic than that, I gather.
No, really pleasing. I thought we played some really good cricket for pretty much all the series, barring some fielding yesterday. I thought the quality of our cricket was really good. I thought we're starting to get the big contributions from our top order that we've asked for a little while. And I thought our bowlers in both Test matches were excellent to create as many chances as they did. And then to be able to back up when we asked them to do a pretty big job here in Adelaide, bowl back-to-back innings, 160 or 70 overs and still be creating chances, I thought was an awesome effort.
Tim, do you think the bowlers have got through all right? I know it's maybe a bit early to say. Mitchell looked like he had landed awkwardly yesterday, but do you think everyone's...
Yeah, no, they're fine. Again, we're lucky not only because of how good they are, but they're great athletes as well. So we knew they had that in them to be able to go again. Starkey's fine. Starkey's got a bit of a cut, I suppose, on his big toe. He did land awkwardly at one stage yesterday, but that was fine. Most of his grimacing today is just a little... I think he's waiting for the nail to come off the big toe, which happens to a lot of fast bowlers, and until it actually happens, it can be quite painful. So, he's battling a little bit with that, but it's nothing that he hasn't gone through before.
And, mate, just with your finger, you seemed to cop a knock yesterday. Any worries there, or, is it similar to what you've talked about in the past where, it just sort of swells up?
No, this is a different one, but, it happens. I'm sort of used to it now. I've been keeping for a long time. The pink ball is a challenge. You tend to cop a few more. I find it's just a bit hard to judge the distance with, particularly at night. It seems to hit your hands a bit earlier than you think. I'll be fine.
Nathan, Tim. Nathan had to toil hard for his wickets through this test until today. How pleasing was it for him to pick up a bag today, and how important is it for the rest of the summer? Yeah,
he was great. I think he bowled really well in the first innings as well. We just let him down, missed some chances off him. I think Lyon today turned up and did exactly what we want him to do, and that's take wickets, particularly in the second innings, and win us Test matches. And again, I don't think people understand how difficult it can be to get wickets with that pink ball, particularly during the day. And for Lyon to still be getting spin and bounce and challenging batsmen at all times and creating chances for our team is an unbelievable effort, and why he's such a great bowler.
Tim, just on that, pink ball cricket seems to be the future in many people's eyes, but do the players still have some significant issues with the ball? Mitchell was in here last night saying he still feels like it's more like a white ball than a red ball, and a couple of ex-fast bowlers didn't like what they saw out there. Yeah. Is there a problem with the ball that needs to be addressed?
I don't think so. I think personally, I enjoy the Test match. I think what we want is people watching Test match cricket, and I think the pink ball day-night test certainly makes that happen. It's bringing new people to the game. I think what we need to stop doing is trying to compare the pink ball to the red ball. It's not going to behave the same. It isn't the same ball. And from a player's point of view, again, day-night Test cricket creates different challenges. So the best players will again find ways to succeed. And Mitchell Starc's done it. His record's unbelievably good with the pink ball. David Warner's just got a triple century. Marnus got 100. All the good players still score runs and take wickets regardless of the colour. I just think it's a slight shift in how we're thinking about it. It's not going to behave like a red ball. It's not going to behave like a white ball. It's going to behave like a pink ball. And at the moment it's relatively new and we're getting used to it. And as I said, it can be challenging fielding at night and being in the slips, but I don't think that's any different to a white ball sometimes either. So it's just something that players will adapt to and get better at. But in terms of the product, I think it's great to watch.
Can you talk us through the tactics of the declaration yesterday? Because the word seemed to be in the morning that you were probably expecting to have a little bit of a hit.
I don't know where that came from, because if we had taken the wickets quickly, we would have bowled as well. I think someone said it was because Marnus and Smithy were having a hit up. Well, they'd probably be out there having a hit now. So, no, we were hoping to get them a lot quicker than what we were. In the end, it became a close one, because had it been a red ball, we probably would have batted again had it been a normal Test match. But it took us time to get those wickets. So then the night session was coming again, and we saw a few years ago against England that the game can change really quickly under the lights. So, a lead of close to 300. Only a few hours to bowl. We knew if our bowlers could take a couple of early wickets and we get them home, get them sleeping and rested, that they'd come back and fire for us today. So it was getting closer to having a bat, but as I said, I think the conditions have certainly favoured bowling at night, and a couple of our batters were pretty keen to keep bowling.
Because it looked like David ran off as if he was preparing to come back on.
Yeah,
the bat,
I think that was just a bit of showmanship from Davey. I think
that's unusual, isn't it?
I think he was pretty clear that we were going to bowl. Maybe he had to go to the toilet, I'm not sure.
Tim, there were times in England during the Ashes and obviously before that where you sort of, at times the team looked like, I think you said that you were sort of unsure of whether you could win a match or win games in a row, all that kind of thing. Were you proud that the team looked like a hardened and I suppose quite professional outfit these two games? Yeah,
I think particularly this game, I thought that word used, I thought it was quite a professional performance, barring some catches and minus stumping yesterday. I thought we were always creating chances, always barring our catching. I thought our energy and our attitude in the field was really good, and we kept at them. We knew that it was going to be hard toil for us during the daytime. The wicket was pretty flat, and the ball doesn't give you a hell of a lot through the air. So, but I thought the way our bowlers backed up, kept on coming. It was also really windy out there, so it was difficult for the bowlers to bowl at one end. But yeah, I thought it was just a really professional, clinical performance, as I said, barring some fielding slips yesterday.
And just something slightly different. This was the first series where there's been that spider cam sort of in-play interviews.
Yeah.
How do you think that went? Were you happy with sort of how it went in terms of the team interacting with it, and I suppose the line between playing a test match and... Yeah,
I think so. I thought I didn't notice it. They don't come to me, which is nice. But honestly, I think some of the boys enjoy it. Sometimes it's a little bit of a break and something different. Again, it's trying to engage the public and the fans a bit more and give them a bit more of an insight to what it's like out on the field or what might be happening. So again, if it's not holding up play or getting in the way, I think it's a great idea.
Tim, I know you just played a test series, but have you had a chance at all to look at New Zealand and what they've done against England, and I guess any thoughts on them, because they're probably a lot tougher team than what they were last time they visited these shores? Yeah,
well, I'm not sure. I've never played a test against New Zealand, but I've certainly watched them the last few mornings, and yeah, they look like they're a really disciplined, well-drilled test team. We know they always fight and scrap really hard. It looks like now they've still got that fight and scrap in them, but they've also got some class players as well. So I can't wait, and I know the boys in the sheds are really looking forward to it. We love playing in big series, and the way both sides are playing at the moment, it's shaping up as exactly that. It's going to be a really tough, competitive. It's going to be a big series, Australia, New Zealand, and both sides playing well, so it's exciting.
And I know we kind of touched on this after Brisbane, but when Trevor Hones announces the squad for that series tomorrow, is it a relief to think that this is probably the easiest squad announcement that you're going to have as an Australian side in the past year and a half, as opposed to, I guess, that last year and a half?
It's. I'm not sure exactly the thing. I think we're chatting a bit later tonight, but we're certainly looking to have a consistent group. There's no doubt about that. And as I said before, to have a consistent group, you need players that are performing. So I know the selectors are obviously rapt that they can pick a consistent team because our players are starting to perform on a level that we want. So it makes their job easier.
Tim, it's been a year we've spoken a lot about control and patience with regards to the pace attack. So do you think this series is almost like a peak performance by the fast bowlers, considering these are conditions where you rarely roll batting lineups over?
I think we're getting better at it. I think in the second innings at the Gabba we had a big lead, so we tried to get a few wickets, which is probably slightly different to the game plan that we'll stick with most of the time. But I think when you're 300 and something ahead, and we had that partnership between Babar and Rizwan, we needed that one wicket, so we tried a few things. But again, that's a product of playing really good cricket for the other 4 days, is that we were so far ahead of the game that we could try that. But I think we've got a very skillful attack, got an attack with good pace, got a great spinner, but at the same time, when you have players that are that good bowling and just giving you nothing and building pressure, at some stage you're going to break teams open. And at the moment, we're finding a way to hold the scoreboard for long periods of time, and then when we take wickets, we tend to take them quickly because of the quality of bowling that we've got. So I think they've been awesome for a while now. I thought the Ashes, they were really good at that as well. So, I think our attack, as good as they are, is still getting better.
Just one more. With enforcing a follow-on, is it a confidence thing for a captain that you do it once and it works and it plays on your mind that you can do it again in the future?
No, not really. I think it's always something you look at the time and conditions. And as I said, I thought last night when the lights came on, I thought it was a pretty simple decision. Although our bowlers had bowled a lot of overs, they'd had a decent rest for the first 2 days, so we knew they had plenty in the tank. But yeah, look, next time it happens, hopefully it happens again soon, then you just make the call on what you see at the time.
Tim, something was picked up on the broadcast today with the DRS decisions. It seemed that Nathan from Point was getting involved. Is that a new practice for this?
No, I've been doing that for a while. Lino's always sort of given us a bit of a gauge more on height from side on. Again, I've said before, sometimes as a wicketkeeper, the ball hits the batsman and I'm literally behind them, so I don't get the contact point sometimes. So Lino from side on's often got the best view of height, but it hasn't got too much better. But we're trying.
Tim, just with your squad for New Zealand, given it is getting later in the summer and, you know, the pitches in Melbourne and Sydney are probably a bit tougher than others, do you need an all-rounder, do you think? Will you need one before the summer's out?
Yeah, well, potentially. I think Sydney, the SCGs looked like an old-style SCG, so I think at times you want to give yourself the option of playing two spinners, and if we were to play two spinners, the way you do that is by having an all-rounder. So, I'm sure that's something that will be looked at in the coming weeks if we feel that's the way we want to go. But as I said, this squad's been doing a great job at the moment, and the first one is a day-night test match in Perth. We've got to keep our eye on that one.